Run, little snowflakes. Run. Here they come, the leaders of the new church, Reverend Cuz and Deacon Tex.
Hello, viewers.
Hello, viewers.
Oh, we look orange.
I know. We were in the tanning bed a little bit too long. I had bits,
Yes.
covered up and whatever.
Oh, like a little loud here. And
There we go.
There we go.
There we go. It's very nice.
That's very nice, isn't it?
Very nice indeed.
Yes.
So welcome everybody on this 6 o'clock showing of here in East Coast time anyway.
Yeah. So my wife had I forget what she's school or some kind of sports thing, whatever. So since everybody's doing fake, like Zoom and Face Chat and all this other and whatever, I forget what all the other meeting apps are,
Skype
and stuff. It sucks up all the bandwidth. So he's like, you can't have it during our show. But she's like, okay, you need to finish earlier.
So we had to change out of the kindness of our hearts.
Yes,
we changed our show. Yes,
that's how we are.
That's how we roll.
We're givers. That's what we do. We give.
We give until it hurts,
and it hurts bad.
Yes, sometimes it hurts really bad.
Am I like way over here, or are you way over there?
I'm way over here. We got to make sure we have our social distance.
Fuck that shit. Oh, damn.
There you go. We just had that.
I know. Sorry.
We just had that conversation upstairs too.
Okay. Anyway, so
welcome to the show.
Yeah, welcome. And I hope, since everybody is all quarantined and everything else, I hope at least this brings you a little bit of joy into your life. Mm-hmm. Just for the small hour and 15 minutes that we're on.
Hour and a half,
whatever. If we ramble.
And if not, just, there's nothing on TV right now. It's 6 o'clock on a Sunday. There's nothing on.
Yeah.
There's absolutely nothing on.
So watch us.
Yes.
I mean, seriously, what else you got?
There's nothing else.
There's nothing else.
No, Conformity Antidote's all you've got.
That's right. So I got my phone hooked up, so let's just see if we got a notification. It might just be to say that, hey, somebody's on. That's how we do it.
Yep, that's how we roll.
All right, I keep my phone's not working. Okay. It won't do. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna start my bitching session. Okay, so let me put it this way: I have an iPhone, which I absolutely love. However, for I got the iPhone 11 or whatever it is. So they took away two things. Well, the one thing is the home button, which is a button right back down here. And you can do everything with the home button. I love the home button. Now everything's down here, and you can do the fingerprint thing to turn the phone on and to bring it up. So now it's Face ID. Okay. Well, if I have it over here and I want to open it up, before I could just hit the home button and boom, there it goes. Now I got to try to put my face in it and it don't work. So Apple, I know you're trying to move into the future or some shit, but this is where you screwed up. Just letting you know. All right. I'm done with my soapbox. I love the home button, and they took the home button away, and it's just like,
I know. Well, that is easy. I have an older, or you have used somebody's older iPhone. I don't have an iPhone, but I use somebody's older iPhone. It is that home button. It is easy to get back to where or let's say if you get going so far away, then you just keep pressing home. It just keeps taking you back.
Take you back home.
Yes, takes you home.
All right. Well, that's all I got for right now. Let me put in my hello all message.
Hello.
Boom. And there you go. So
Very
like
good.
I said, you can, if you're on Twitter, what do we have? So we're on Twitter, Facebook,
YouTube,
and Twitch. You can chat with us. So, all right. So I think without any further ado, I think we're done with all that happy horse crap, and we're on to the news.
Okay.
Oh, you fat bastard, Rondi. We keep sending you high price stuff. You keep buying it, you dumb ass.
Oh, I know. Isn't it funny when we walk all over it too? That's
And
so
spit on it.
mask as much sterile as my sock, bottom of my shoe.
Oh, I don't wear shoe. I wear flip flops in the wet market.
Ew. Ew.
Yeah, go back. Was it last week or week before? Go look at our thing on wet markets in China. Oh,
And you'll see why I went ooh by wearing flip flops. I know.
Yeah, it's just like dirt and feces and
innards, just all kinds of bodily fluids from various types of animals. Well, we hope. So anyway,
all right. First, where are we at? Oh, here we go. There we go. Oh.
Well, not her necessarily.
No, not her. I'm not booing her.
But we got old grabby hands.
So, okay, here's another thing. This shit pisses me off. Okay, so the young woman over here is Tara Reid. Of course, that was a picture a little while ago. Okay, I'm just saying. But let me. I gotta put it on here. Biden. Did I put it on there? Oh.
No.
Oh, see, I gotta put it on my thing. Hold on. Biden and Tara Reid. Okay. So this is Tara Reid. So she claims she was sexually assaulted by Joe Biden. And this was back in 1992, I think it was. Around there. So here's the thing. Here's some corroborating evidence. So her mother called in to Larry King back in 1993, okay, and talked about this, that her daughter was sexually assaulted by I think it was senator. He was senator back then.
Well,
right?
but she didn't say because I watched it actually this morning, and she's just said a prominent politician.
Oh, yeah.
Said a prominent politician, and then she's like that she didn't. They decided not to do anything because they didn't want him to to ruin his whatever. I don't know, but I
wouldn't give a shit.
Well,
if you sexually assaulted me, I don't.
Yeah,
stomp
I mean,
your ass.
That's what you would think. But
anyway, so she decided to back off. Whatever, who knows? Nothing's ever came out as whether or not she got paid off or nothing like that's ever has come out. So we don't know. But anyway, so her mother went on Larry King, called in, I should say, to Larry King back in 1993. All right, so this is corroborating the evidence. So here's the thing. So she's a little pissed off at like CNN's Anderson Cooper, and there's been a couple other interviews with him about the presidency, nomination. This and that. Nobody's ever brought this up, even though she's come out in the last few months, right? And so here's the thing. So when the whole thing with Kavanaugh came out, right, for the Supreme Court, freaking papers. All the news agencies were covering this shit. I mean, like 24/7, right? Now you have a presidential candidate, right, with a woman's come out and talked about sexual assault and actually has proof of it or evidence of it, and they've talked about it. Nobody's even like Anderson Cooper didn't ask him anything about it. I forget what the other interview was. There was some other interview he did. It was somebody. I can't remember what it is. They didn't ask him about it. Nobody asked him about it, and it's like, okay, whoa, hold on. Where's the double standard? Oh, and I do believe during Kavanaugh, they said was a Blasio for whatever the hell whatever thing is that victims should be believed, right? So what's going on with her? Nobody's even saying anything about it. It's like really a presidential candidate. Now, if this was Trump, holy shit!
Right. Well, I do have. This is going to be interesting. There is a little update to that. It turns out a couple of our female ladies that formed the Me Too movement. We Too.
I did see Sarah. Yeah.
Rose McGowan has now come out. Well, she's a white.
I know, but that's not exactly.
Well, yeah, but she was like the catalyst of the Me Too movement.
I'm talking about Susan.
And Susan Sarandon have both come out and now are publicly backing Tara Reid's story.
That's correct.
And because, now they have, because especially with the call into Larry King, even though she does not name Joe Biden by name, she just says prominent, but that is her mother calling in to the show. They do have the documentation that is truly her mother that called in, and that she did say that this did happen back in that time frame. So,
yeah, and they verified it was him.
And see, this is what's interesting, because Susan Sarandon has already come out, and she was a huge Bernie Sanders supporter. Mm-hmm. So now you're going to start seeing CNN and MSNBC hated Bernie Sanders because of his so they were all behind, and they blew, all behind Biden. Well, now it's going to be funny. All these Bernie Sanders supporters are now saying, we'll hold the phone. And they're actually trying to get a hold of Bernie, saying, wait a minute, you might not, don't you concede this thing because of what's all this stuff that's popping up about Joe. And, of course, he's just, like anybody else, he's adamantly denied it, but I know. But, my thing is this isn't a one-off. This isn't a one-off thing. Well, we were talking on our show last year during a couple of times where, he was being accused of being grabby, very touchy. How much? What do you want to take out of that? Where he was going up and rubbing, massaging his shoulders.
They threw that under the rug.
Right.
So that's nothing. He's just.
So now it's going to get to a point, and actually, I think I did read CNN finally did today or last night acknowledge that something went on, because they do not. I'm telling you right now, CNN, MSNBC do not want. They put all their eggs in their basket behind Joe Biden. Yeah. So they're going to do everything they can.
Good luck with that.
To put it in there, and they're which means even silencing Bernie Sanders. And I think that you're going to see some of the Hollywood elites that want socialism, that wanted Bernie Sanders, they're going to sit there and start calling for Bernie to get right back in it. So it's going to be interesting.
Which is fine with me, because you're just going to be splitting the vote and whatever. I mean, I personally believe Trump's going to stomp anybody that comes up anyway. It doesn't matter. But they can sit there and fight and whatever else. So who cares? But so here's another thing. So that they said it was on Google Play. Mm-hmm. Was the video of Larry King where she came on? All of a sudden, they're saying now.
Yeah, Google took it off. Yeah.
And why is that? I wonder why that.
It was too late, Google. I mean, everybody else has already got it, so it's like it's already been shown. As a matter of fact, it was already shown on news networks. So it's like. Well, there again, big tech, the big tech out in California is very much backing Joe Biden.
Oh, hell
They don't want Bernie Sanders because they don't, because they know what that means. So big tech is going to back Joe Biden. So again, they're going to do everything they can to, hide all this stuff that's coming up. And it's like one prominent, I was reading on the news this morning, one prominent Democratic strategist said, he's like, this isn't going to go away. And actually, some of the other ones on the far left have actually sent letters to Biden telling him he needs to leave, get out of the whole nomination thing. So
we'll see how that works.
And especially in this where, it's like they can't go out anywhere. It's like, I don't know. It's going to be a weird thing.
Yeah, see, now the Dems, they're hugely pushing the mail-in ballots. All right. It's like, okay, dude, seriously, if you think any election could be somewhat skewed or compromised or whatever, mail-in ballots that would be the easiest thing to do. People, come on now, no vote, no registration, no ID. They say, oh well, that's envelopes and we can verify. Bullshit.
Yeah, because once somebody requests a ballot sent to their house, you have no idea who's filling out that ballot.
Yeah.
So there's no way to identify. I don't know. Yeah, it's not. I don't think that's going to be a good idea. So
no. But anyway, so I would say to Tara Reid, keep it up. Don't worry about what all these scumbags say. You do what you got to do, and if Joe is who you say he is.
Well, what boggles my mind is the hypocrisy and the double standard. And I'm not even, let's say even changing this around this, I look at, it was talked about a week or so ago about the whole Bill Cosby case and how a lot of Hollywood people, kept quiet. They didn't come right out and believe the women in the Bill Cosby case. that they were lying, because Bill Cosby doesn't do that sort of stuff. They're just making that stuff up, and it's just like, but yet if it was somebody that they don't agree with that has a different ideology or opinion than they do, then they immediately trounce them. They're like, oh yeah, they're right or whatever. It's the whole hypocrisy of the whole thing.
Yeah, but that's
sexual assault is sexual assault. Rape is rape. Sexual harassment is sexual harassment. I don't care if you're a Democrat, Republican, female, male. There's no separate buckets for whatever. It's all the same shit.
Well, unless you're on the left, there is.
Well, we'll find out. And that's my thing. Hey, if y'all want to go on, look at old Harvey Weinstein. Y'all kept him around in power for quite some time while he was sitting there dabbling all because y'all got your money. The Hollywood people got their money from Harvey Weinstein. They got their millions of dollars, so they kept quiet for a while until Nutbag said something about it. And then, no, that's Rose McGowan, by the way. And then all of a sudden everybody jumped on the bandwagon. And then you have old what's his face that quote unquote killed himself. I forgot his name now.
Oh, Epstein.
Oh yeah, but Epstein. Yeah, all of a sudden, he just mysteriously kills himself. Yeah, how does that work? So anyway, that's all I got to say.
Oh, that was plenty. We're at like almost 20 minutes
I know.
After. Come on, man. Succinct.
Succinct. What's in my sink?
Succinct. All right, so next on the news is so New York City. Oh, man, I swear, New York City, you are such a pile of shit. And you know what? And I don't care how if people going to get pissed off about that. I don't care, because you guys are just out of your freaking mind. All right. So of course, so New York City, led by old de Blasio, is so they wanted to let people out of prison because of the virus and this and the other. Okay, I get that to a certain extent. You're talking about. If somebody got caught with a dime bag or, of weed or something, let them out, whatever else. So, but if you went to our show about, was it 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we talked about how he was letting people out on the, or not letting people out, but is on the sentencing that they weren't putting them in jail or something. They would just release them on their own recognizance.
It's the bail. They're not giving them bail.
So then he said, okay, we're not going to let all the real bad criminals out, rapists and this and the other. Well, which they screwed that up. They did then. Same thing here. So they released a man from Rikers Island over the coronavirus issue, and then guess what? Then it wasn't but a couple days later he was arrested on a rape charge. Now he was in Rikers for rape. All right, rape conviction. Okay, not a rape accusation, rape conviction. He was convicted of rape. They let him out because of the coronavirus, and a few days later he raped somebody else. So then they arrest him again. His name is Robert Pondexter, not Poindexter. Pondexter. Yeah, I looked it up. And 57, and he was being held on a separate rape charge, or a rape conviction, and then now they got him for another rape charge.
Mm-hmm. How about
New York City? What the frick?
Well, I read something there again today that the New York City Police Commissioner said that they're experiencing now a lot more burglaries are going up. And he says, well, the problem is he said, of course, there's, your non-essential stores are still closed. So you got these people that are breaking into them because there's nobody there, and they know how long they have when the alarm system goes off, how to get in and out, smash and grab. And so they're getting these burglaries, but the police commissioner is saying that they're getting these guys, they're taking them in, and they turn right around and have to release them. They're going right back out onto the street again, and he said some of these guys they picked up the police officers on the street have picked up 2 or 3 times within a span of a couple days because of the no bail policy. He said the coronavirus thing is one part of it, but he said that the one part that they're also seeing now is this whole no bail issue is starting to come into play, and the police commissioner is getting pissed. He's like, my guys, the cops aren't going to start arresting these guys because they know what's going to happen. They're like, why bother?
Those are revolving doors.
Yeah, why even bother to go get them? It's more work that we have to do for shit. So it's like, you know what? Let them go. And there's a part of me in my libertarian self that's like, you know what? Let them go. And then let the elite far left idiots that made this law come up and they'll be like, oh my, we have to do something about this, Reginald. Ooh, these people are starting to get angry and they're not donating to our coifers anymore. Coifers. I like things in my coifers.
They're not donating to our pints of ice cream that we like to have in the freezer, like our sister over there, Nancy Pelosi over there in San Francisco.
Yes, and the chocolate ice cream.
$12 a pint. Yeah. I don't touch anything unless it's $10 a pint.
You got that right. I say. But yeah, it's
New York is so stupid.
They're having issues. In other states. I read somewhere in California, too, where somebody that was recently released.
Okay, well, that's not much better.
I
California is
from. I think it was down in the San Francisco. I think it was in our favorite area, San Francisco, which is going right down the crapper, literally and figuratively. But somebody was released and reoffended. Like not even within a day, within a couple hours, they were right back out there reoffending. Because, see, the problem is you got these guys. All right, but a lot of people think criminals are like dumb as a box of rocks. Okay, they do have quite a few of them that are dumb, but there's also some that are quite savvy, and they know that because of the way things are going now, the media is like, oh, we got to release them. We don't want these prisoners getting the coronavirus or whatever. So these guys are like, yeah, I got the virus. Yeah. I got the virus. Yeah, that's it. When they're going back out in the street, and it's like they go back, and all they're doing is coughing. It's like they said they got somebody that they arrested, and I was reading it, and he started fake coughing in the police car. Exactly. He started doing all this
what's
stuff.
The difference? I mean, they actually got people. They actually got people that are identifying as transgender or whatever, and they're paying for their freaking medication,
right?
Like their medication to go their estrogen.
Well,
so you go like that.
They're saying you're transgender and going into women's bathrooms or whatever, right? When they're
so they're paying for their medication there. They're letting criminals out for the coronavirus. They don't care. Well, it's not part of this show, but there was I don't know if we'll bring it up maybe next show. But there's a dude that broke into a restaurant and that was closed. Stayed there for like 4 days. He was eating and drinking.
That's messed up.
He was like cooking food for himself. And he was like drinking all the wine and stuff. They said he drank like $10,000 worth of wine.
Wow.
It was like, and they couldn't get him. But anyway, so New York, keep it up. You guys keep number one. You guys keep voting these jackasses in like Blasio and Cuomo and all the and AOC and all this other stuff. This is what you get, and not to mention the amount of freaking taxes that New York pays. It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway. So more power to you. They're just going to take over the whole city, and you're not going to have nothing. People like Escape from New York, which I just watched yesterday again. One of my favorite movies.
I know, Escape from New York. That's a classic.
Escape from New York. All right. So let's go from one jackass to another. Oh, here we go. Oh, Bucky. So we live in the great state of Maryland, and it hasn't been the great state for a long time. But since Hogan's coming here, he's done a really good job. So I was going to say Hulk Hogan. So so Governor Hogan went and did what do you call it? Negotiated a deal with South Korea to buy additional masks and testing kits and whatnot. Right? So Gavin Newsom here, governor of California, said, "Oh, okay, well I'll do that too." So he went and brokered the deal, and by the way, he brokered the deal with China.
Okay.
He ended up spending a shitload more money. Now I'm talking about per lot or per whatever, not Because he's got a lot more people in California than we have in Maryland. But what I'm saying is, percentage-wise, he spent a crap load more money per, item than. And oh, by the way, it's China. And if you've been reading the news about China, they've been sending like supplies and stuff, and it's been shit. It's been low quality. It's not been working. They've had a bunch of test kits that weren't working at all. So he's dropping, or part of this this deal was $1 billion in masks.
Where's he getting that money from? California, I thought was on the brink of like bankruptcy.
They are. I don't know where he's pulling out of his ass.
Where's this coming from? Did you? Oh, wait a minute. Some of the
and half the people ain't even pay taxes.
I know. I was gonna say, did you get some donations from some of the 1,000 celebrities that don't pay taxes over there that are sitting in their mansions, quarantined in their infinity pools? My mom hates it when I talk about that. She's like, not all of them are bad. I'm like, yeah, but the ones we hear about in the lot are.
She doesn't like when you talk about what?
She doesn't like when I start bashing celebrities. Now, I don't bash all celebrities, but there are 90% of them. But there are some. Well, that's rough. There are some out there though that what? It's like put your money where your mouth is. I don't want to see you. Do you want me to feel sorry for you that you're quarantined? And you've got your manservant or your female concubines running around doing your. I know. I am jealous.
Hey.
I'm jealous about that.
Hello.
I'm not. I don't feel sorry for you. And you got millions of dollars. This is another thing. You got these people that are running around. They got that hundreds of thousands, millions, and billions of dollars. They're like, oh, I think this country needs to be shut down for 2 years. 2 years, I say.
Yes.
Okay, so the person that was working at this department store or was working at a local restaurant that's been unemployed now for 3 months, you're telling them you're going to be unemployed for another 2 years. Well, that's all right, because the government's going to cut you a check, maybe. Maybe in another 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's what drives me, because my wife and I talked about it this morning, and I said one of my big things is like you have, let's say for instance, and this has happened a lot more than you think. But, you have mom and pop there, and they took our life savings, let's say opened up a pizza shop or a restaurant, whatever it is. They've been working there, busting their ass. And now, when the government comes in and says, oh, you will shut it down, and then all of a sudden, boom, life savings, their livelihood, they're going to pass it on to their kids, whatever, boom, gone.
Well, and then the one last comment I'm going to make. Then I'll just let Reverend Cuz finish off. One last comment I'm going to make. Then the government does try to have this fund for small businesses. It's the payroll protection something or whatever. Well, then to find out when this initially was done, these big banks like Citibank, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, some of these other yahoos in New York got that money and gave it to their big business partners. Some of the big restaurant chains and big other places. I'm going to tell you right now. Now, I will say this. We don't have them around here in Maryland, but Steak Shack or Shake Shack or whatever.
Shake and Steak?
Yeah. They got money, but now it would be after a public outcry, they gave it back. But they ended up giving the money back, and a couple of other places followed suit. One of the big ones that basically told everybody to go F off is Ruth's Chris. I don't care if you like their food or not. But these MFers took millions of dollars from small restaurants, which they're a publicly traded company, and they basically told everybody to kiss their ass. So guess what? Ruth's Chris, I hope you sit there and rot in hell.
Ooh, that's not very nice.
Well, and they're not the only ones.
They need more money because their steaks are really expensive. But that's my point, and I'm gonna get off this because we talked about it before.
I know.
My wife and I is like, look, there's got to be a better balance than just going the nuclear option and shutting the whole freaking country down. Because you could say whatever you want about the health of people, you're creating a whole nother health issue with, depression, suicide, and when everybody's dreams are gone because that's what they did for their life savings or whatever, and their business is gone or whatever.
Right.
Then what?
My biggest thing, too, is, when these places are slowly starting to open, it's like, okay, if you get some ignorant jackass that's running around and they're walking into a store and they're like coughing, sneezing, and hacking or whatever, you know what? You have, in my opinion, You have the right to go up to that person and say, we're not serving you. Come back when you're well or whatever. Get out of the store. Get out of the store. That's the thing. You get these ignorant people. They're like, I'm going to do whatever. It's my right. I have freedom. To go wherever I want to. When I'm trying to eat a dinner. What's funny, what's screwed up about this, like 2 weeks before this, everything hit the floor. The shit hit the fan. My mom and I went out to this restaurant, and we were sitting there eating, and these older ladies were sitting over there, and I mean, this one lady was coughing. It sounded like her lung was about to come up. And you should have seen the looks she gave, because it was the whole thing was floating around about the coronavirus, but she was sitting over there. But it's like shit, like, exactly. She probably pooped. She probably did pee her pants and poop. But it's stuff like that. It's like, you have absolutely no business being out in public. None. Stay home until you get better. That's all I'm saying. But the problem is you get all these ignorant people, they don't. They don't do it. They're like, I gotta go to the dollar store, the Dollar General, and get me some tobacco.
You need some cigarillos.
Cigarillos. So, anyway, that's my commentary.
I thought you were done way before that.
I'm done.
You said that was last, and then you hit it again.
I'm done.
You took another 10 minutes.
I know. I'm done.
Yeah, I know you're done.
At least for
now, you're done.
At least for this weekend. I'm sure we'll have more to bring up next week.
All right, so we have three more. We have 3 topics. You're not going to comment on any of them.
No. Well, but I won't get on. I don't think I'll be getting on my soapbox as much.
Oh, okay.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
This will be your soapbox time.
Okay. Oh, there you go. Hit it. Oh, de Blasio. You're such a... Can I just say you're a piece of shit? I know I've said that before. Let me just reiterate that. You're a piece of shit. All right? So, what did he do this time? Well, if you caught our show... Was it last week that we talked about him?
Yeah, last week, I think, about his little number.
Yeah, so if you caught us last week, we told you about how he gave out a number, right, that you could, if you're in New York City, that you could take a picture of somebody who is not following the quarantine and the social distance thing, and you could take a picture of them and then text it to this number, and they'll come and arrest them or do whatever they got to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right on your neighbors.
Right. Like we talked like World War II.
Excuse me,
Nazi Germany.
I think I have somebody that's Jewish. I mean, has coronavirus next door to me.
That's right. So he set it up, and so what he got instead was a bunch of money. So he started getting. So it had a turbulent start, as the article was saying, as users started flooding the service with prank messages and obscene pictures.
Ooh.
Excuse me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, here's somebody that's not social distancing.
Except instead of submitting photos of supposed social distancing violations to the number, people were sending in and they were also sending in news articles about de Blasio hitting the gym during the pandemic, which he was not supposed to do.
Which he's still doing, actually.
Which he's still doing. De Blasio, dude, you're not even following your own rules, you fuck asshole. You know what? You're such a piece of shit. You are a piece of shit. All right? Let me just say that. You are a piece of shit. As a piece of shit should come. All right? I hate this guy. Oh, my gosh. I get nuts. So they also said images. Oh, so people are send him images of male genitalia.
Oh,
and Hitler memes.
And Hitler memes.
Hitler. So they're taking. Oh, you want something? I got something for you.
Oh my.
There.
Oh,
let me send that in. It's this one. I'll send you a bunch of gay porn in this thing.
He's probably like, I have that already.
Oh, he does. I guarantee it. So I'm like, dude, what did you think? What did you think you were gonna get? Seriously,
right?
Did you think it was just all these people in New York are just on your side and just like, oh yeah, that sounds like a really good idea there, Bill. We're gonna just help you out and just do whatever. Dumbass.
Mm-hmm.
Just so I like this. I bet there was some even nastier pictures than like
I'm
they
sure.
probably sent him like assholes and
bestiality.
Yeah, and probably piles of feces and stuff. Which really, to get that, all they need to do is just walk down the street of San Francisco, take a shot.
Maybe that's what Nancy sent.
Oh, I wonder if Nancy's sending something for her.
Oh, my. Oh, what is this?
While she's eating ice cream.
Oh.
Oh. Oh, look at that one, Bill. Oh, that's nasty. So, one person texted the number and said, "We will fight this tyrannical overreach," and then the person received a reply, automatic reply. Thank you for the tip. A representative will be seeing you. Will be with you soon.
A representative will be with you shortly.
Yeah. So at one point, the number of junk messages forced the city to temporarily shut down the tip line so operators could sift through the reports. And de Blasio announced at the end of March, people that's violating the rules will be facing fines up to $500. Oh, yeah, that too. $500. Okay, well that would be you then, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it, there, Bill?
Yeah. How about that?
So,
and how are you going to collect the money from people that haven't been working? Just saying.
Dumbass. You such a. You know what? All right, get ready to hit it because I'm going to hit it one more time.
Which one?
I'm going to hit it one time. You are such a fucking piece of shit.
Oh.
Look,
that too.
I told you to get ready. You are. I swear you are the dumbest. You are the dumbest person on the planet. You really are. You're a freaking joke. In New York, I'm going to bitch you one more time. You keep voting his dumb ass in. Quit doing that. Because that's what you guys get. Realistically, I don't really care. Because I don't live in New York City, and I could care less. But you idiots, because then all that kind of filters over to the rest of the country when somebody gets something stupid. Because there's a couple other, like, you've seen the Michigan governor. She's really earning a gold star for her or Miss Congeniality.
Well, I'm going to tell you. Well, okay. You know what? It's stupid with her. With her, it's like they were sitting there saying that she was trying to. This was her auditioning to be Biden's vice president. Well, honey, after your popularity ratings are going right down the toilet, I think you just auditioned your way right out of the park.
You did.
It's like. Next.
This is you.
Next. Yep. And her own people, her like attorney or assistant governor or whatever you call it, the lieutenant governor.
Lieutenant governor, yes.
The lieutenant governor and other people in the legislature, which are Democrats, have also said that some of her stuff don't make any sense. How can you tell somebody that they can go out in a kayak and go fishing, but you can't go out in a boat and go fishing? And I'm like, wait a minute, aren't they okay? So one has a what's the difference? It's like I don't know. And then she was when she told everybody that like Walmart and stuff. This was what cracks me up. She tells Walmart, that you can stay open, but you have to block off everything. The only thing you can sell is food or essential items. So they were showing the inside of this Walmart in like Flint, Michigan, or something like that, where all these they had tape. And everything was covered in plastic where, like all the baby stuff. And this woman went in there and she's like, I wanted to come in and buy something I have a baby that's due or whatever. I need something for my baby. And then they were like,
really?
We can't give it to you.
Yeah, go down that hallway.
Yeah.
There, get some of that.
And I think she ended up like grabbing one anyway and taking it up there. And they ended up like kicking her out of the store or fining her or something like that. But it's like, come on. But that's all right. My thing is this, like what Reverend Cuz said, that's New York City, that's Michigan. You know what?
But it happens more. California's the same way.
Well, that's them idiots in California.
There's places that, holy shit, people. There's places in Texas.
But you know what's funny?
That have that same thing.
But you know what's funny though? I think this is what cracks me up. in California, this whole thing. Now Newsom, there's two little things I give Newsom credit for. One, he acknowledged he did acknowledge appreciation for the help he's getting from the feds, and he
did actually mention Trump's name too.
And two, that they have opened up. They have slowly started opening up stuff, like they've opened up some of the beaches and stuff around California because it's hotter than Hades. I guess they're going to a heat wave right now or whatever. But my thing is this: okay, they tell everybody to quarantine, but I guarantee you, I've read a couple of stories now where, like in the inner cities or whatever like that, they're having these humongous parties with 100 people or whatever like that. Okay, so that's fine.
Yeah, Oakland was one of them.
What? Because I'm gonna come out and say it. It's because the gangbangers. The cops are like, I ain't going in there busting that shit up. Yep. They're like, I ain't busting that shit up. Are you crazy? So it's like, okay, let's go out to suburban areas, and if somebody's having a cookout with their aunt and uncle,
we're gonna lock them up.
Yep, lock them up.
Because remember, the dude had the little bonfire with like 20 people or whatever it was.
Tom Brady was told to leave. Tom Brady was in a park in Tampa Bay. He was down in a park by himself in Tampa Bay. But because of the restrictions, the cops went like, Mr. Brady, you really can't be out here throwing this. He was by himself. Tom Brady was out there, and they're like, what am I going to catch? What am I catching?
Got something on that ball.
Well, it's yeah. I can't. Can you believe Gronkowski's joining him down there?
I can, because he's a freaking idiot.
Yeah, he is.
Gronkowski's like dumb. He's dumb as a bag of hammers.
I don't know. Maybe that's that CTE that's hit him early or something like that.
So speaking of which, I know we're going off topic. So did you look at your draft list? Are you happy with it? I could tell you, everybody else. I could tell you all the analysts gave you a C or a D. Just saying.
No, I'm not happy.
Dallas Cowboys got an A.
I'm not happy with. Well, and then who else? Oh, the Ravens. The Ravens picked up some mad people on that. They said
the Raiders did pretty well as well.
I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get why in the second round you take a quarterback. You know what you need. Okay, and it's like everybody's like, well, Wentz hasn't been healthy and all this other stuff. It's like, okay, but you don't need to go out and draft. You don't need to draft somebody.
Nope.
You just need to go out and get a regular backup quarterback. I don't get it. We need a wide receiver. We need cornerbacks. We need defensive ends. I don't know. I've always left.
We cleaned up on the cornerbacks. I think we got two quarterbacks and a safety. Like, well, one of them was my boy. I said it's my boy.
And you lost his name.
I lost his name from Alabama. But did you see Tua? My boy Tua.
Yeah, he's going to Miami.
I thought they were gonna pass on him, pick up Herbert. Herbert, what's his name?
Herbert. Herbert. I think it's Herbert.
And I thought that he was going to go to the Chargers, because the Chargers were chomping at the bit. Chargers already said if Tua's there, they were taking him.
Right.
But anyway, I like to see Tua
do
well. But I mean, he's with a crappy team, so
we'll just see. Even if we have football this year,
we'll have something. We'll have football. They
better have football.
Let me tell you something about life. You watch if they start, we get even close. If we get toward the ass end of summer, right? I'm talking like, let's say we're going into August. And they're still saying, we don't know, whatever. You watch, people will lose it. You think Philadelphia fans are bad when the game's going on? waiting if you cancel a game or cancel football or something.
Oh no,
people will go nuts.
Actually, they might be happy if they get some shitty old. Now the teams that are good in the draft are going to be like, this is bullshit, man. We got these guys they got like Cincinnati. They got old Cincinnati got Burrows, got Burrows, and they're like, this is bullshit, man. We start the season now. We'll do it on a remote island. Let's all play football in like Diego Garcia.
There you go.
Somewhere out there.
I've been there, actually, and so. Yeah, we'll see. It is just my thing with him. He had one really, excellent season. But that was it. And now he's number one in the draft.
But see, that doesn't always.
He's going to be another Heath
That
Schuler.
doesn't always tell the tale. I don't necessarily think he's going to be a Heath Schuler, but you've got to surround these guys with talent.
And what do you got in Cincinnati?
Who was the quarterback? Marcus Mariota was one, and then you had Carr. The one quarterback that went out to I think it might have been Carr. It went to Houston. I mean, as soon as the poor kid called hike.
Oh, you mean Derek Carr?
Yeah, as soon as he called hike, he was on his ass because there was no offensive line. It's like, okay, well, we got our star quarterback. Well, that's great. But how are you going to protect him?
Yeah,
and who's he going to throw the ball to?
He had a bunch of concussions, too.
And that's what the Eagles fans are bitching about. It's like we had Carson Wentz, and it's like, who the hell's he throwing the ball to? We ain't got no wide receivers. These guys are like mediocre wide receivers. So and then he's got
they keep getting freaking Deshaun Jackson, who sits on his ass for the whole season because he's got a groin injury or something.
He's another one that's
or turf toe.
Yeah,
like Dirty Waters.
Dirty Water. Leave Dirty Waters alone. God rest his soul.
All right.
So anyway, enough. That's our little sports hat in.
Dallas, excellent. They did an excellent job in the draft. Got CeeDee Lamb from Oklahoma.
He's like this tall. He's like 5'3".
He's fast.
I don't care.
But they're going to use him like they had with Randall Cobb. Small guy.
He's SMall. Small.
Where's he going to sit? All right, never mind.
Guys are co-pilot. That's
all right. Oh, here we go again. Here's Gavin Newsom, governor of California. Now, if our last story about Gavin Newsom didn't grab you as to how big of a jackass he is, that too. So here's what he's doing now. So you notice he's in front of a little hotel there. So California is securing 15,000 hotel rooms for the homeless during the coronavirus pandemic. Now,
where the hookers going to go?
Where the hookers? Hey, you running this flea bag? Hey. Where the hookers?
Hey, I know that. Never mind.
Yeah. I go. Yeah, this one right here rents by the hour.
By the hour.
So they've acquired 15,000 hotel rooms to shelter the homeless, and he's standing out here like he's doing something. Newsom said in a new agreement with Motel 6 hotel chain.
Oh, there you go.
That's not that. You know what? That's not a far reach from the
we leave the light on
the freaking box to go to Hotel 6. But I get it. We'll provide an additional 5,000 hotel rooms at 47 locations in 19 counties. All right. So we're looking at almost 20,000 rooms, right? So I looked up. So what I did is I looked up Motel 6 in California. Mm-hmm. I looked up in L.A., San Francisco. What's up above San Francisco? Like what's?
You have Sacramento. It was like the capital, Sacramento, San Francisco. Yeah. I'm not sure. I don't think there's anything above, like large wise.
I'm trying to think what it is. Maybe it's Sacramento I looked at, and then I looked down San Diego and I went down farther south. So the average price of the room was $70 a night. Mm-hmm. A night. Okay. So that means if you go with just the 15,000 that he's doing, you're looking at $1 million a night. Now, granted, you're not going to have all 15,000. The homeless going to stay in, exactly at the same time. This and the other. Get that, but the contingent is if you did, you're spending $1 million. So even let's cut that in half. Let's say that's $500,000. And as Deacon Tech said, with the masks and stuff, where are you getting the money from? Mm-hmm. As if you don't have already all kind of issues with budget and your social programs that you like spend a shitload of money on. Where are you getting all this money from to put the homeless up? Now I'm envisioning that when the homeless goes up in the DoubleTree or the Waldorf Astoria in Los Angeles.
Excuse me, sir. Can I help you? Oh my! Where'd these bugs come from?
Hey, where's the hookers?
Yeah,
I know a last place that you can get a hooker for. I don't know, $20.
Where's the bar at? This is a happy hour. Yeah,
there's a happy hour. Oh, sir, we have free happy hour. Because have you ever stayed at Embassy Suites? Embassy Suites for an hour has free happy hour
No shit.
for people who if you can bring your room key, if you show your room key, yes.
No shit.
And I'm not talking about like Coors Light.
We're talking top rail?
We're not top rail, but we're talking like I know when I was there before it was Killian's Red.
Oh my.
I think not Stella, but
Stella. I love my Stella.
well now the Yingling is on there, and so some decent beer for free. So you get this homeless guy
You know what?
coming. Oh,
I'm
excuse
homeless.
me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Happy hour is free. Well, you know, set him up, Sam.
I but you do need to see your room key. And I can see it like invites a bunch of his friends and they cut the room key like I got a room key right here. All right, where's the rest of excuse me, where's the rest of it, sir? Well, he's got it over there. Well, she's got some over there.
You got to put them together,
Yep.
stupid.
Key. I'll tell you
No,
what.
no, it's just one key, but there's like 50 of them staying in the same
room.
He gives it to one dude who's like, "Come on, fellas,
Come on out here. I'll pile in.
and the whole the whole ditch.
I'm going to tell you right now. If they were out here, they were putting people up in like Embassy Suites or the Marriott or something like that. I'm homeless. You know what? I'm homeless for a couple weeks. I'm telling you right now. Motel 6, no, because I don't know about anybody else out there, you know, that's listening to from everywhere else. The Motel 6 here, even in this area, they're not okay. If you want just someplace to like sleep for a minute and get up and hit the road, that's fine. But most of the ones around here, the Super 8, Motel 6 or whatever, is drugs and hookers and sex trafficking.
Could you imagine what these homeless people are going to leave that room like?
Oh my God! Can you imagine one's cleaning
I
up?
just want to say, that's good. Housekeeping.
You got
Holy shit!
I clean this shit up. I not clean this shit up. I'm not I'm not touching this.
I'm not touching that.
You can kiss my ass.
What is that? Is that a blanket? No. Oh, what is that? A brown blanket? Oh, it's a towel. I don't know. I don't touch.
Brown towel. How now, brown towel?
I no touch. I don't touch that.
Excuse me?
Yes, ma'am.
You
I
got
ain't
that right.
touching
And not even with like triple rubber gloves on either.
that. Oh, let's. I'm walking through the bathroom.
Oh,
Oh, what is that on the floor?
skin.
No toenails broken off and stuff. Oh my God! Can you imagine what the sheets are like in that
Yes.
bed?
Ugh. But you know, but this is my thing too. What is? It? All right, a lot. They were doing a report. They did a thing where probably like 40% of the people that are homeless on the street don't want anything. That's where they want to be. You know, they've had opportunities for one reason or other. And a lot of it has to deal with mental health issues. Okay, so what are you going to do in California when you're trying to get these homeless people in these? I ain't going in there. I like my freedom. I like being out here in the open air. You ain't shoving me in no hotel room. You tight collared dick. I mean, what are you going to do?
It's going to be like the Gestapo. They're going to start rounding them up and forcing them in.
And not only that, but
for your own good, because we know better.
And not only that, but you're right. What's going to happen is, he's going to come back and be like, well, how come nobody's staying here in these hotels? How come nobody's staying here in the Motel 6? And the manager's going to be like, you know why? Because all the ones you left in there, they went and stole all the pillows, they stole all the sheets, all the blankets, and got the hell out. There ain't nothing left. They took the mattress. They had a family of 4 come in. They took the mattress out, and now they're sleeping underneath the overpass in the big mattress.
I'm not gonna stay here, but I'll take that pillow.
I'll take that.
And those blankets are nice too.
And thank goodness they had the TVs. Like now they're bolted to the.
I can see if they set him up in something that's a little bit fancier, and they like stole all the robes.
I know, stole the robes, towels.
Oh! Look like a Beverly Hills Hotel. This is a nice robe.
Say this.
Thick
Say
terry
this.
cloth.
Oh my gosh. I mean, okay, I don't know. I understand, but I don't understand. I do understand, but I don't understand.
I don't understand it. You can understand. I don't
So
understand.
you
Makes no
can't tell
damn
me.
sense.
Yeah, you can't tell me. If I was a manager of a hotel, I'd be like, there ain't no damn
Yeah,
way.
Oh, hell no.
Now, only unless there's two things that would have to happen. First off, I'd demand money up front from the government because we know how that works.
Yeah.
We're gonna sit there and put all these people in, and I'll get you send us an invoice. We'll make sure we get that money. No, you pay me
checks
now.
in the mail.
You pay me now, and then I'll let them in there. And then two, then the state can send people in to clean the rooms up and disinfect them, and cover and replace all the holes and divots. You got you see some guys in there with these hazmat suits and stuff on. And they have excuse me, are you doing that because of the coronavirus? No, I'm doing that because I got to clean that damn room. You see
Homeless. Dude, if anybody's ever been around, now not all homeless, but a lot of the homeless, man, they're a little fragrant. Now I'm gonna tell you what, them some bitches laying that bed once, it's gonna seep right to that mattress. You ain't getting that shit out.
It'd be like that episode of Seinfeld after Kramer got done swimming in the East River and he slept on Elaine's mattress. Oh, ew.
Or the valet of the BO in Jerry's car.
In his car.
You couldn't get the smell out. You need to go get that. I'm telling you, this is like
then the manager just going to get some gasoline and throw a lighter to it to like set the whole thing up. Insurance.
Yeah, you're not talking like, a couple of days. You're talking about like week, month funk, funk on that. And you're going to lay up in there and stuff. Oh, that room is not going to come clean smell-wise or anything like.
And not only that, okay,
then you will have to bring hazmat in.
And then you're going to have the problem. My last thing with this, so we can get to our last story. It's like, my thing is this. It's like, okay, so you have the people set up in the room. Okay, let's say the state of emergency's over. And it's like, okay, everybody, gotta go.
Oh, hell
gotta
no.
leave. And they're going to be like, no, we like it here. They're like, they turn into squatters. They're like, oh, we like it here. We're staying. No, you got to go. The coronavirus is over. The thing's over now. You can go back under the street. You can go back in your box. And they're like, no, we like it here. So then you're going to have the cops. They're going to have to call the cops in to come in and sit there trying to evict all these people. As if the cops in California ain't going to have enough to worry about. Then they're going to have to go sit there and go pull out all these.
How did the California homeless become British?
I don't know. Because that's why they're homeless. They can't get home. They can't get back to Britain because there's no flights.
You're so stupid.
I know.
You're not as stupid as de Blasio, but you're way up there. You are an idiot.
Yes. Yeah, there's some common sense missing from.
There is. Oh my gosh, dude.
A lot of these mayors. You had a lot of these mayors because the mayor of Chicago getting her hair done, nails when the place on quarantine. So you have her.
Guess what all of them have in common?
Huh?
Guess what all of them have
we
in
know.
common?
Well, yeah. I tell you what. Name me one. If anybody out there can name me in a large city that has at least 1 million people, I'm not talking about your local. Your local town that has 30 people in it. But if anybody out there can name me a large city that has 1 million people in it, where the mayor is a Republican, give us a call, give us a ring, because I don't think it exists. They talked to. I did see an interview with the mayor of San Antonio earlier today, but he's an independent. So he's an independent. So it's like, give me one. Is there one Republican mayor that runs a large city? Maybe in Arizona. I don't know if Arizona, because Arizona's
sure.
a very
maybe
red
Midwest
state.
there might be or something.
There's not.
But again, even if there is, let's say if you do find one, which is going to be like you need on a haystack, I guarantee you're not having issues like you are in these other cities with these jackasses. Well, I mean, in California, it's Gavin Newsom who's the governor, so he's jacking up the whole freaking state.
Right. Well, we won't get into San Francisco, but yeah.
All right, last but not least. Oh, where we at? Oh, there we go. Wait a minute, wait for it. One more.
Oh. I like that. I like that.
So, you know what that is? You know what that sounds of? That sounds of Donald Trump's permission to the U.S. Navy to F up the freaking Iranian Navy. So the Iran military chief. So if anybody remember, so I don't know if you can see this. See these. If you can see the. All right. So look at this one. So there's the big ass. This is the big ass U.S. destroyer right here. Right. Here's this little piece of shit right here.
It's a fishing boat.
That is the Iranian. What do they call it? The Iranian. What do they call it? It's
trawler.
Like, no, this is like the. Oh shit! I thought I had it. It's like their. Remember how in Iraq they had the Republican Guard? It was like their elite,
right?
Guard for Saddam Hussein. Well, this is like the Royal Navy kind of shit for Iran, right? Look at these boats. So anyway, these little boats were buzzing by. Now, the U.S. Navy was in international waters. They were near all that shit, but they were in international waters. So anyway, Iran takes these little bitch ass boats, starts buzzing them, right, and start to get them close to where they might be able to well, I mean, you think about the USS Cole,
right?
That's what happened. They had these little piece of shit boats up there,
right?
Attached a bomb to the son of a bitch and blew up the side. So anyway, Trump said, "Okay, guess what?" He said, we're done with you. All right. So anybody, he says he's given the Navy to destroy any Iranian gunboats that harass U.S. Navy ships. Right? Get a little something. Some of that. So anyway, the Iranian military chief, and whatever was his name, Major General Hossein Salami.
Salami and bacon?
He said, since you instructed the United States Navy to shoot down and destroy any and all Iranian gunboats that harass the ships at sea, he said, don't you threaten us or you will face our full wrath. Really? What's your full wrath, Jack? You guys ain't got shit.
No, you have no wrath at all.
Right. And oh, by the way, you know what? The destroyers have like these awesome freaking those guns. You know whatever what the hell they call them, the guns. But oh, by the way, guess what's down inside all of them? Ballistic missiles, you jackass. Tomahawks and everything else. You know what? So they can say, okay, you know what? We're gonna go 100 miles out. Boom.
Right.
Because this is not.
I
like it though.
It likes a little. Bing. Oh, what's that noise? What's that?
Oh, shit!
Well, especially they're sending out these little fishing boats. They're like, are you serious? Is this y'all's Navy?
Hey, I'll tell you what we do. We will swing by and buzz them. They will be scared.
Yeah.
And
oh,
okay.
We got one. Not anymore. Oh boy. Well, you know, the
fact that you're going to talk shit.
I know.
Really.
They should have, but you know what? They should have been doing this a long time ago. And this isn't the first time, that these little fishing boats they harass like all kinds of oil tankers from like Italy and stuff like that to come in there. And what are you trying to do? Really? They're not like these Somali pirates. That's like these Somali pirates and stuff like that. Be like, here you go. Come on, come closer. Closer. That's close enough.
I actually almost applied to that.
But it's like
Merchant Marines and be security force on
there you go.
Tankers.
Get them Somali pirates. But I don't know, stupid.
But it's like you're talking shit, dude. And what are you gonna do? Seriously.
This. Well, see, and this is another thing. This is another thing. You have Iran. You have people by the thousands that have died because of this virus, and yet all you're concerned with, you're well fed military going out and doing stuff like this when you don't even take care of your own people. And I'm going to tell you right now, eventually that's going to come up and bite you in the ass because you're only going to be able to put your people down for so long. And eventually they're going to come up. Can we say Arab Spring Part 2? So,
but this time with a little bit more
action. Yep.
Because you gotta look, dude. It's been. We've seen it time after time. I don't know, throughout history. You're gonna oppress these people for so long, so much that they're gonna just get pissed off about it and say, you know what, got something for you. But the thing is that they're smart in the fact that they disarm their people as much as they can.
Right.
So you can't put up.
Well, it's like
fight.
Just like the Chinese too. With all the stuff that's going on over there, but. Salami and bacon. They're in. You know what's funny? It's not what's funny because I don't really necessarily make fun of it. I don't make fun of anybody else's religion.
I do,
but right now Ramadan's going on. But I do think it's interesting how they showed the pillar in Mecca on TV. This is like their pilgrimage because they can't really do. They're not allowed to do pilgrimage anymore.
I'll add to this when you're done. I got something for that.
So they're watching on TV, and then you have like 3 people walking around the pillar and I'm like, can you? So now, if I was a Muslim, you think I'd be sitting there? I'd flip this TV on, and I'm like, why am I watching this? I don't. Yeah, exactly.
And so since we're talking about Islam, Muslim stuff, so the wonderful genius that we talked about before, Mr. Bill de Blasio. Mm-hmm. So if anybody's seen this, he is going to give out 500,000 halal meals during was it Ramadan? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
During Ramadan to the Muslims. Now, go ahead. Yeah, exactly. So one might say, "Oh, okay, well that sounds kind of nice." Maybe during Christmas, he's giving out ham dinners or something out to Christians. No.
I was gonna say, did that happen for Easter?
And
did they give out an Easter?
And you think, well, maybe Passover, Passover, and there's something else with Jewish. It's Passover, and there's another thing. Was it It's not Ramadan.
What now? Recently?
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called.
Remember what it is. Yeah,
but there's another Jewish holiday stuff where they have special meals or whatever. And think about the Jewish population in New York City, right? Did he give out any of those meals?
Not that we heard of, anyway.
No. But he's given out. So explain to me what that is, and where's that money coming from?
Dude, the New York, the taxes that he's jacking. He's charging. Hey, no, the $500 in fines that he's getting
for people sitting in the junk.
Yeah. All right, shake it, baby.
Oh, sorry, that's my bad. I was doing the girls on film. Girls on film.
Girls on film. I love it. Well, speaking of which, I was just going to say during that story, but I saw this thing, and this is terrible, but it's funny, but it's terrible. They had, I think it was in Virginia, here, Northern Virginia. They had their government was having, they were all on Zoom, and they were having a Zoom meeting. So they're all sitting there with their little cameras or whatever like this on this Zoom meeting. Well, I guess it was open to the public, because it was a government meeting. So the Zoom address was readily available. Anybody could go in. All of a sudden, a little screen popped up that started playing a little, I don't know if that's appropriate, but it started playing a little kiddie porn.
Oh.
Exactly.
Oh, you said kiddie porn?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm not joking about that.
That's what I said.
Oh,
yes.
Sorry. My bad.
They started playing pornography, which appeared to have underage people in it.
What the?
During this meeting. So all of a sudden, and then on top of that, it said it took them like 10 minutes before they were able to get rid of this this video. My thing is this: stop meeting. Boom, you have a little box. I use Zoom every week. There's a little box at the bottom. Stop meeting. And if you're the head guy and you're like the administrator, stop meeting, and it cuts everything off. So you can't tell me they're like I was witnessing this stuff for 10 minutes. 10 minutes I was watching it. I couldn't believe my eyes.
I'm all for kind of a practical joke.
Yeah, but that's a little bit too far.
But kitty porn, though?
Yes, that
dude.
was too far. Well, and that's happening a lot. They were saying in other places I was reading that in schools, some of the school Zoom classes where like in college and high school where there's been pornography, suspect pornography interrupting those too. So
now
it's crazy.
Now look, if you interrupted the meeting and you had some, I don't know, 300-pound black woman and some little geeky white dude, and then I wouldn't do this myself.
Baby, that's the way I like it. Oh, is that Joe Biden?
Excuse me?
Mm-hmm. You got that right.
How about that?
You got it.
But like kitty porn,
yes,
dude,
that's out.
Come on, man.
That is right. That is
seriously.
Well, I hope they find it. First off, I hope they find a person and take care of them.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is too. Okay, I cannot believe because the gist of the article was, or the gist of the news thing was also that they couldn't get it to stop. And I'm like, terminate the meeting. You see something like this going on. I mean, how dumb? It doesn't take a scientist. You just cut the meeting off. You stop all video broadcasts of it. And that would have stopped it right there.
Apparently, it takes more brains than you have on the board.
On the board down there, wherever it was in Virginia or whatever. I don't know. Stupid. And people are, well, from what I understand, they're getting hackings going on and all kinds of stuff all over the place. And
it is.
One of the things, well, we're running late. We'll talk about this next weekend.
Well, you can go ahead and hit it.
Well, we're talking about China.
We got till 8.
We're talking about China. Two quick things about. I'm going to throw my piece. I've always been very, very susceptible, very skeptical of China and what their plans are. Well, I hope the world is starting to realize what it is. But one thing I find interesting, it's a double-edged sword. So they have this whole thing with the Wuhan virus or whatever. Well, now supposedly they may have a vaccination for Alzheimer's. And it's like, that is actually supposedly working. And, so now you have because I was reading this article, it's like a kind of a conundrum with the scientists are like, damn, they got us on they have this and we're going to have to get it from them to help our people here in the States. If that happened, I mean, I would hope it would. I hope it works. But there again, why is it that China, we have a lot of great scientists here in this country. Why is it that they are coming out with this stuff and we're not? That's my question.
I have a question for you.
Right.
So can we really depend or have faith, or can we believe, can we really believe their numbers or say their clinical studies that it's working based on the shit that we've
that's why we'd have to test it, actually bring it here and then to have it tested here in the States.
Let me just add this my 2 cents into it, where I think at least now we're in a better situation than before, because right now China's taking such a hit on all this shit.
Well, and not just from us. It's not just the United States. It's Europe. Europe is really pissed off. Australia's pissed off. Africa. So Africa's pissed off, but Africa's between a rock and a hard place because China moved in and basically bought. I was reading this article too that the United States has ignored Africa for decades because they don't have anything we want. The diamond mines, the diamonds are owned by South Africa and like the British or whatever.
Yeah, British taking those.
The Chinese have basically gone in and literally and technically own like half of the African countries because they've gone in and bought up their debt and they've gone in and set up all these places. So the Chinese are like all over the place in Africa. So Africa's got to kind of tread lightly when they talk about, because it's spreading over there too. I don't know, people. And then on top of that,
but see, China's going to be hurting regardless, because again, you can take over as much crap as you want in Africa. Where's your consumers?
Right.
It's not in Africa.
Well, so
my point is real quick is this: with China, they're going to be in a situation that they're going to be hurting. So let's just say that this Alzheimer's disease, or medicine or whatever, it works. So number one, you're going to have to let us send our people in and verify that. Number two, you're going to be desperate enough to sell it to us,
right? And
then we're going to be able to haggle on the price because you
haggle.
You won't haggle.
10 for that. You must be mad.
No, 17. So the thing is, they're not going to be. So the thing is, they have the drug, yes, which is the thing, but they're not going to be in any way to negotiate anything. No position to negotiate crap.
Right. Well, and another thing, my last thing about them too that I heard is that they're. I heard this on the news show this morning. As a matter of fact, that they are wiping us out when it comes to 5G, rolling out 5G, and the reason why is because they have no. China has absolutely no restrictions on trying to get the 5G up and running. Here in the United States, the FCC and everything, we have all these regulations and guidelines and bullshit government regulations that companies have got to go through to test 5G. Well, they said China is wiping us off the map when it comes to 5G. And I'm telling you right now, that's a big deal.
Who's going to use it?
5G is going to be a big deal.
Who's going to use it?
Huh?
Who's going to use it?
They are. Their government.
Okay, the government. Yeah, I get that to a certain extent. But again.
Right. So, I don't know. It's just, we got to get our, this better be a wake-up call. We need to get our act together.
We're going to start taking over, like, the bands that nobody else the frequencies nobody else is using, like
I say let's say radio
like the microwave and the old
microwaves,
the microwave
VHF and UHF.
Yeah, we're taking all that shit back over. That's how we're going to start communicating.
Yeah, go. You know what? Start doing low tech. That's what a lot of people have to start. They're leery of government takeover.
We're busting back up in analog.
They said like right after. I can't remember what event or whatever. Oh, the whole NSA spark up about the whole data mining and shit like that. That people like typewriters were selling like hotcakes on Amazon because people are like, with the printers now. I don't know how many people realize it, but when you print something, all that stuff that gets sent to that printers now have memories, and they have a lot of memory, and the government can go in there and retrieve like documents that you printed like 6 months ago, if not longer. So it's like people are starting getting on type. They're like, screw that.
If you want to find out how to deal with that stuff, go ask Hillary Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
Hillary Clinton. Matter of fact, she's
got a sale on Bleach Bit.
That's right. So I just had 4 computers that were real old. I mean, old. One of them was Vista.
Vista. I got we're still got an XP somewhere around the house.
I used to love XP. But anyway, so I had like 4 laptops that were just toast, but I went in and pulled the hard drives and and those things went.
Yep. That's the best.
We're still finding shards of
the hard drive.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can destroy them or to make sure that they're destroyed for good.
Yep.
So,
yeah. So just blow them up. Take them out in the yard. And put a little buckshot in them, and then you're safe.
Yep. Have a little fun. Invite your kids, neighbors.
Yeah.
Have a cookout.
Gun safety and shooting computers and have some s'mores.
There you go. At a social distance, though.
Just make sure you do. Just make sure you like shoot the computers before you bust out the case of beer.
Hey. They were talking. I was like watching a show. They were talking about how some of these states are like opening up nail salons and tattoo parlors, but yet on the caveat to that is they were making a comment. It's like, well, you still have to practice your safe social distancing. And one guy's like, how can you social distance if you're a tattoo artist? You're gonna get a needle that's 6 feet long. And he's like I'm gonna trust him to draw. No,
he's like those computers where they do the orthoscopic surgery,
right? With the computer,
yeah, they'll be way up. They'll be way back here. There'll be another room,
right, with the arm, and all of a sudden he'll get a phone call or sneeze or something like that. It'll be like that one general commercial where the guy's the picture of his mom has a mustache on.
Can you erase that? It's a
tattoo. Oh boy.
Anyway, so that's all I got. I think.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, like I said, my only thing is just here. Let me just throw it back up, or throw it up so we know. So just continue to go. Like I said, we've sold almost close to 200 units, and the second book, I'm finished with that. Getting ready to, or it's almost done editing, so I'm getting ready to add that. So book number 2 will come out. And then that way, and right now my wife is finishing the editing on my book, and then that's what my full concentration will be on, is getting that out into the stores. Very good. That's all I got.
Very good. Is that all we got?
Off you go.
Is that all we got?
Off you go, Dan.
All right. Thanks everybody for being with us, for tuning in. For those of you that'll tune in later, I know it was kind of odd time today, Sunday at 6 o'clock.
It was,
but we should be back at a normal time next Sunday at 7 o'clock. Hopefully you all can join us. Our usuals can join us. Hopefully we can get some new people. I think I saw some people watching us for a little bit. Somebody, come on, give us a call. We need phone calls again. So that's what the number's there for. It's not like a lottery number. It's not a Social Security number. If you're a hacker and you just think that's a Social Security number and you're going to go try and open an account, I don't think it's going to work.
Yeah. And by the way, let me just add this. So I've gotten 2 or 3 calls on this number, like during the week. We're not answering the number during the week.
I know.
We answer it here during the show.
I think maybe we need to put something up that'll be like, only call when we're live.
I know, but let me put it this way: if you called and left a voicemail that you really need to talk about something,
right,
I'd have talked to you. But they didn't leave a voicemail; they just hung up. So.
I know. Or if you just call in and just say, "Piss off," or "You guys suck," or "You guys are the best thing since sliced bread." You guys need to be on TV. Let us know.
Damn Skippy.
Yeah, let us know.
Look at the other stuff. Look at the other stuff
I know.
that's out there.
I know.
They suck. People suck.
Well, the thing is, you watch some. This is just my opinion, and I'm sure it means a lot. But some of these late night guys, without their audience clapping and cheering, and without their canned laughter, you try and watch them on TV, and you're like
Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel is as funny as a venereal wart.
What adds to their shtick is the captive audience where they have the applause light and stuff that that flashes on and tells them all to clap and applause. But when they don't have that,
okay, this is totally off topic, but I'm gonna bring it up. So did you watch the beginning of the draft on Thursday?
I started to. Yes, it was very.
Did you see the national anthem sung by Harry Connick Jr.?
Yes.
Oh my gosh! What the frick was that? That was a train wreck and a half.
Yeah, that's and not only that, but it's like
it was horrible.
Well, at first I didn't think he was really singing it. I was like, he was on there, and it was sound like a choir or something like that. I'm like, wait a minute, him.
It was just.
I'm like, well,
it was so
bad.
Then
supposedly somebody said it was his daughter or something, because I think I flipped it after that. He started singing it, and I flipped it. I thought he said it was his daughter was supposed to help singing or whatever, and I just
it was just him, but then they had some cool choir or something. It was horrible. It was the most god awful thing I heard. And then you had to go through that. Then you had Roger Goodell, that piece of crap.
Well, then he had behind him all these monitors from all these fans all over the place acting stupid. Because
if they're real fans, they'd be like,
I know, they'd be booing them like they normally do at every draft. Every draft, they're like, boo.
But he kept going on about this and that and the virus and stuff, and I think I even tweeted out, I'm like, shut up and get on with it, because I wanted to see the first couple. I did watch the first night because I wanted to see if Tua went through from Alabama and some other guys, but it was like, shut up.
Yeah, I couldn't
get on with it.
I watched part of it, and it's just like I just want to say
the national anthem was horrible. Oh my gosh, it was so bad, so bad. Yeah, it's almost like Rachel. And he was this kind of jazzy thing. It was horrible.
Yeah, I'm starting to find out that these concerts that they're trying to pull off from home or whatever like that, just not to me. No live. Let's do it live, people.
It does nothing for you.
I want to do it live. This whole thing. The microphone changes, alters the sounds. The camera makes you look fat. Look at us. Reverend Cousin and myself, we're actually like 150 pounds, but this camera's like.
Makes us look big.
Yes.
I don't think I've been 150 pounds since middle school.
I don't think I was 150 pounds since elementary school. So anyway,
yes.
Enough rambling.
Yes.
So hopefully this is the last. This will be the last of the NFL draft on remotely. Next year we can do it real. So I carry because as an Eagle fan, I cried.
You should have.
I know.
You guys did poorly.
So anyway, thank you for joining us, and come see us again. Be with us next Sunday at 7 o'clock. Until then, have a great week. God bless. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and until then. talking.
Rat bastard. Open up the hairdressers because Tex needs a trim.
Oh, I know.
Look at that fro.
I know. I need to get haircut and my nails done too.